Hey guys, welcome back to another One Piece Market Watch update. I'm Jordan, your host from Treasure Theory, and we're going to be taking a look over at eBay, seeing what the most recent sales have been for these One Piece cards that we're going to be looking at today, just to get a better idea as to what people are buying and selling, if there's some kind of trend that we might be able to pick out from it and all that sort of great stuff. We're just going to get right into it today, so if you could leave a like and subscribe, that'd be super great. And the wall in the background is starting to come to fruition. I've got some new jumbo cards ordered from my pal from the resin binder. Again, super great stuff. He does oversized cards and stuff, so if you want to check him out, I'll leave his link down in the description below. But anyways, let's get into it. So starting off with an absolute banger, okay? Today we're filming June 1st at 3:47 a.m. Somebody woke up very early on a Monday morning and decided to blow $25,000 on this super pre-release winner Luffy card. Guys, this is crazy money right here. This is, if I'm not mistaken, the first pre-release winner Luffy card ever that came out, as you can see, 2022. So super early, back when the One Piece TCG was basically an infant, okay? $25,000. That is absolute insanity. And we can see there's only about 686 of these bad boys, even in PSA, let alone being a PSA 10. Absolutely crazy. Next up, we have got the Tony Chopper here from the One Piece collection. Now, I'm just going to say this right now, and and something that I do a lot with every card is I'll almost give you like this detailed assessment of it based on the market and my own personal thoughts. But I really think that this Chopper card is going to do really well every Christmas time. It sounds straightforward, but let's be honest. Some cards are seasonal. Look at the Dodgers card. I think every time the Dodgers, get together and start doing really well, the Dodgers Luffy is going to do well. There's another Luffy Dodgers card too, which is super interesting. And I really think that, when things relating to that card and that team start to take place, things will do well. This is a Christmas card. I think it's going to do well. But anyways, $1,275 USD. It's crazy to see how expensive it's gotten. But again, Christmas card. All right, now moving on. I wanted to show this because it's a Japanese Bubble Zoro, but it's sold for $1,000. Well, actually, let's take a look at the best offer here. And it looks like they sold it for $8.99 there, so... But the reason why I wanted to show this is because some of you guys like collecting Japanese cards. In fact, we're starting to see an influx of Japanese One Piece cards taking place, and, it's very interesting, because for the longest time, the One Piece Japanese cards were very cheap, so that's starting to slowly disappear, but, $8.99 for the Bubble Zoro in Japanese, that's pretty interesting, if you ask me. All right, next up, we've got a 2023 Luffy from the Bandai card game set. This is the foil Gen Con, selling for $900 USD, and you can see here there's not that much of a pop count, only 427 total PSA 10s, and this card has been around for a few years now, since 2023, so you could probably imagine there's not that many of these cards out there, but anyways, $900 USD, not too bad. All right, next up we've got the Wanted Ace poster. Now, the one thing I love about OP13 is how they made this mistake with the Wanted poster, it wasn't crazy enough that we had the God cards in this, with the 5 Elders, or the 3, manga cards, the Red Drop Luffy and Ace and Sabo, and all, there was just so much going on in that set. They also just had to sprinkle in a pre-errata card as well. OP13 First Wave, if you've still got that bot and it's sealed, and I think it's going to do well over time, considering that these reprints are becoming abysmal. They're becoming a joke. So everybody who was panicking about OP13 and EBO3, they're probably going to regret it if they don't lock in now. But anyways, this sold for best accepted offer, which was 600 British pounds, so $50 off. But hey, I think pre-errata cards are great. And the fact that we still have some coming out as the new sets come in is pretty awesome. So keep that up, Bandai. All right, next up we've got the Bandai Card Fest 2024 and 2025 Luffy promo card here. I like to call this the KFC Luffy card. But anyway, sold for $700 USD. I think these type of cards are definitely worth getting if you can. I mean, listen, when they've got a stamp of some kind, they're already more valuable. I mean, even the pre-release default cards you can get at like tournaments and pre-release events and stuff like that, they're not worth that much money. They're like worth like $4, $5. But the fact that they've got like the pre-release text on it makes the card more valuable. And this is already a unique card anyways. So Pretty cool, $700 USD, not too bad. 896 total PSAs with 774 as a 10. All right, next up we've got the manga law from OP05. Honestly, the better manga law if you ask me. Selling for $2,200 USD or 3,000 Canadian. I mean, at this point, OP05 is becoming a very difficult set to get a hold of, and it's a very expensive set as well. So any manga from that set, I think, is going to do well long term. Okay, we've also got a Japanese Luffy from OP13, the manga version, of course. This sold for $2,300 USD. And again, I just find that these Japanese cards are starting to really go up in price, so that's something you definitely want to pay attention to. So I've been coming across a lot of these non-Bandai related One Piece cards go up into price. There's been these very old cards that from like the very first card game that was made for like One Piece. It's very old. It's like back from like 2001 and stuff like that. I've been seeing other random places where One Piece cards have been popping up, and people are basically trying to, ride this bandwagon, try to really sell these cards for really high quality prices. And I just thought I would highlight the fact that this card was, I don't even know what this is. This is the New World Champ Wafers Japanese. I don't know anything about this. But anyways, this has nothing to do with the One Piece TCG, okay? This is like, if you're just a One Piece fan and you like just obscure One Piece products or whatever, or these like, third-party cards, I don't really know what you can call these, like, feel free to get them. But honestly, I can't really give any advice on these because I have no idea about the scarcity, the company behind it. I don't really have much information. And that's more of a generalized thing I'm saying, not just this card. But it does also go for the old-looking cards as well. Let me just find them real quick. Yeah, they're cards like this right here, okay? These are the 2005 Shonen Jump cards is what they're from. I mean, I think these are cool cards. I have nothing against getting vintage cards. They are old, so I imagine there's not too many that exist, but all I'm really trying to do is just bring awareness to it. I'm not saying don't buy these, but I'm also not saying you should buy these. I don't know too much about it yet. But anyways, I just wanted to bring that to your attention just in case you've been curious about it. So do what you will with that information, but let's move on. So we've got the second anniversary winner Luffy card, actually a really nice card here, selling for $450 USD. I actually have the Ace from this set. I don't have the Sabo or the Luffy, but this is a really cool card, and it is a really nice set if you can get your hands on it. But yeah, $450 USD, and again, that stamp is super cool. All right, so next up we've got the College Luffy basketball card selling for $725 USD. I'm not a big fan of this card. This card caused a lot of controversy, and it's unfortunate. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about basketball. No, I have nothing against people who are into that, but I just think the card's mid. And look at the pop count. Okay, a lot of these cards out there. But anyway, $750 USD. All right, next up we have got a Luffy Championship 2023 card. Dash 2024, I guess. It's the celebration pack. Super cool card. Got the championship stamp. Super iconic. You know how I feel about the stamped cards. Really nice looking. Sold for $564. Pretty low pop count too. Only 581. So, but yeah, not too bad. Okay, so we are back to the treasure rares. Guys, these treasure rare cards, they were getting really popular for a little while there. We were one of the first channels to even highlight treasure rares and say that they were probably going to do well. And they did end up doing very well, actually, so that was cool. But yeah, selling for $750 USD. Now, the thing with treasure rare cards is they're very hard to get. You can tell it's a treasure rare if there's a TR above the number there you can see below. Yeah, they're very hard to come by. I believe only one per case. They're just a scarce type of cards, so they do have value in that way. But anyways, yeah, $779 USD. All right, next up we have got the Mihawk manga card here selling for, well, we got best offer. And for some reason it's not updated here on 130 point, but anyways, sold for, let's just probably assume $1,100 USD. Honestly, now's the time to get this card, guys. I really think we're really going to start seeing this card go up in price because, well, you're not going to get any more OP14. But something to consider. I'm personally interested in getting this card, I think. I was ragging on it for the longest time, but, you know what? It's a manga card, and it is Mihawk, so what do you do, right? Next up, we've got the Winter Luffy card here. This was the Winter Pack Volume 5 back in 2023. It's not a textured card. Oh, here it is. Pretty nice card. I thought the Treasure Cruise Winter stamp was very unique when I purchased it. It doesn't really have any textures on it or anything, but it's nice and shiny. But anyways, super nice card, and, you know, $350 USD. I would say is a half decent price for this. So this is where things are starting to get a little strange now. So, you know, OP01, it's so far away. And we always highlight how the old, you know, cards in that set are going to be valuable. People are now trying to take like the low rarity cards and repackage them in PSAs and try to sell them for high prices. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really care about these cards. They're not really rare. They're just from the set. But like, I don't know, man. I think people are really trying to profit from every angle from the One Piece TCG right now, where some of it's not really making too much sense. But, you know, to each their own. If that's something you want to chase, then be my guest. But these are not rare cards. They're just old cards. All right, let's get to the last few now. We've got a manga Luffy card here. This is the Gear 4 selling for, let's see, best offer, $2,400 USD. A little bit of a high pop count there at 3,068, but this is a really cool Luffy card. Probably one of the coolest Luffy manga cards, if you ask me. We don't even have a Gear 4, like just a regular Bounce Man manga card, and mark my words, it's coming. But super sick looking card. I'm a big fan of the Big Mom arc, so I really love the fight between him and Katakuri. But anyways, super nice card. All right, next up we've got a Yamato official top prize. This is a Treasure Cup card, but of course Japanese, selling for only $179. Look how low the pop count is, guys. There's only 10, and it sold for $179. Now, obviously there's more than 10 of these cards, but not very many exist in the PSA grading system, and $200 is not bad, okay? And again, these are Treasure Cup cards. They're super valuable. They were won in tournaments. They're just Japanese, right? So take that as you will, but super awesome card. We've also got the Rebecca from PRBO2 selling for $175 USD. This is a gorgeous card. It's got a gold trim. I love the design around it. It's a great card. I've got this card, and it's fantastic. All right, and the last card we're going to be looking at today, guys, is the Luffy promo card from the 25th anniversary. This set has been blowing up like crazy. You know, they're still within reach. I wouldn't say they're at like the first anniversary level crazy, but they are starting to go up in price. But anyways, we're seeing the Luffy selling for $600 USD. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. That's what people are basically buying right now from what I can see. But obviously, be sure to check it out yourself. There is a lot of stuff on eBay. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Another video should pop up on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.